I'm Tsega Fisseha with WUVA News, and we're investigating the temporary presence of e-scooters here in Charlottesville. Their presence is up for debate, and the city will be discussing it on December 18th. Our correspondent, Kara Peters, spoke with Rebecca White and Amanda Ponce about the city's decision-making.
The launch for the e-scooters was in late 2018, so between December and January of 2019 is when they first arrived in this market.
The General Assembly passed some legislation earlier this year that basically required communities to have a program in place in order to be able to regulate the scooters. Otherwise, the scooters would basically come in unregulated. It's our way of being able to test and understand the impacts of dockless vehicles, so scooters or electric bikes, in the city of Charlottesville and on grounds.
I think the biggest thing we've seen are the users aren't sensitized very well to where they leave the scooters behind. This is a truly dockless system where, it's really meant to be totally free flow in terms of where you drop your scooter off and where you pick up a scooter. And so unfortunately, that's probably our biggest complaint is the scooter left behind in the way of somebody trying to use a sidewalk, in the way of somebody trying to use a bus stop, people jogging down the street, people with disabilities, blind people not being able to see them, stuff like that. By the time somebody calls to complain to say, hey, there's a scooter in the disability ramp over here, by the time we dispatch somebody over there to get it, somebody has come along and moved that scooter. Since the riders are engaging directly with the provider, it's really hard to follow back up with somebody that tends to repeat their behavior.
I think that scooters are definitely serving a role in our transportation network based on all of the data that we have. They're serving short trips, allowing people to get places faster than they would in a car or walking. But I do think there are some dangers. I mean, we don't have the best infrastructure to support scooter use. So we don't have bike lanes that support scooters. They're not always free and clear. People often choose to ride on sidewalks even though it's legally not allowed. But even if it were allowed, our sidewalks are not wide enough to accommodate pedestrian and scooter traffic. So, I think those are my biggest concerns about scooters in the city, but they are filling a need in our transportation system.
So do you ride Lime scooters?
Yes, I do. Not anymore, no.
Yes.
How often do you ride these Lime scooters?
When it's really late and I need to get back to my room and I don't want to walk.
Oftentimes the bus doesn't run and it's not reliable, so I take the Lime scooter so I can get there on time and be productive. I actually got a concussion from a Lime scooter, and I was out for 2 weeks and my head was bleeding, and it was just bad. It was bad. But I think they should stay because a lot of students depend on them, and if we didn't have them, it would be really hard to get to class. Get them out of here. Get them out of here, or make sure that they have helmets.
If I were to speculate, I would think the pilot wraps up. We work with the city on a shared mobility model, and we roll that out by the summer of 2020, I think.
And the technology is changing rapidly, and so who knows what the future will hold as far as what else could come along with scooters. But I do think it is inevitable that scooters will be here for a little while longer.